Reaction in Nigeria to that attempted terror attack that took place Christmas Day is pretty interesting. CNN's Christian Purefoy joins us from Abuja, Nigeria, and we've got Kemi Omololu-Olunloyo on the phone from Ottawa. She's a journalist and former Radio Nigeria reporter who has been speaking to members of the suspect's family. We'll start with you, Christian. What is the reaction in Nigeria to all of this?
Well, Larry, the reaction is shame, really. Nigerians are ashamed of what this man has done to the image of the country, which is pretty battered anyway by the image of corruption that is often bandied about Nigeria internationally. Perhaps the focal point is between the son and the father. The father did report that his son reported his son to the American embassy in Nigeria, saying he feared he was becoming radicalized. And then on the other hand, you had the son who was getting on board a plane to try and kill over 200 passengers. So Nigerians are focused between the despair of the son who had gone out to do this terrible deed, and then the father who really in some ways is quite a hero, because this sort of thing should be dealt with traditionally in northern Nigerian families in the family. So they're really, looking towards the father as some sort of hope, really, that there is a way forward, Larry.
And Kemi, speaking of the father, you're familiar with the suspect's family. In fact, you compared them to the Kennedys. You know them. What can you tell us about them?
Well, the father is the chairman, was the chairman of First Bank of Nigeria, which is Nigeria's oldest bank. And many people knew First Bank because many of us banked there when we were back home. The banking industry in Nigeria collapsed in the 90s, and this was one bank that was saved. And this father was very, very instrumental. Dr. Mutallab was very instrumental to saving the bank, and he really cares about the community. He cares about his family. He's one of those people that, you just see him everywhere, award shows and different honors. And in fact, the doctor that they call him, I think, is even an honorary degree. He's a very good man. He cares about everything. And I will consider him a hero because he really did warn the embassy of the United States. He didn't go to the British embassy. He didn't go to the Italian embassy, Larry. He went to the United States embassy. And I don't know if my kid had a radical idea if I wouldn't go to the principal in the school, I'd go to the U.S. embassy. I think he did a very good thing. He's a really good man and was concerned, like he is, for the community in Nigeria, for the community in the aviation industry, people flying, and
Is he regarded heroically in your country, Kemi?
He's very, very, he's a well-known person in the country. He's the head of a bank, a major bank, who is, you don't find a lot of, people like that in Nigeria anymore. Our country is known around the world for massive internet fraud, drug trafficking, and so many bad things,
Christian,
This is one good guy.
Christian, what did the suspect, how was he screened, do we know, at the Nigerian airport before going to Amsterdam?
The investigation is continuing, but from what the authorities are saying, somebody bought the ticket in a neighboring West African country, Ghana, and then he boarded the plane on the 24th to go on a KLM flight via Amsterdam to Detroit. He sneaked back in, is the words of the information minister, on the 24th to take that flight. So we don't know if he met anyone while he was here, but he certainly didn't want to get caught by authorities or even get in contact with his family, which does show the rift, even though his father, by all accounts, is a very, very religious man. And as Kemi was saying, is the real disparity. The thing about this man, Nigeria is a country with 70%, according to the UN, people living under $1 a day. And yet this guy had everything. His father is a very wealthy man. So what is the motive behind this? It certainly doesn't seem to be poverty, Larry.
Kemi, is the family or the father saying anything now?
Well, the person I spoke to in the family spoke on condition of anonymity, and the person, is very close to the family. They told me that, they're really concerned about his welfare, and they're concerned about all the charges that might be coming, because there is a charge of trying to blow up an airline, and if anything is preliminary, is anything else coming, they're very, very anxious, and they will speak. When I say they will speak, the father is not in seclusion of any sort. He made a statement to the Associated Press the other day, and they just worried. He disowned the family, according to this family member. They said he moved around the world from London to Egypt to Dubai to Yemen, and no one heard from him. And this thing about sneaking back into the country, many Nigerians are very divided on Facebook about this. For the information minister to say he sneaks back, how do you sneak back into your own country? He leaves the next day. But it's the same day, like Christian said.
Yeah, we'll be calling on both of you again. Thanks very, very much.
Thank you, Larry.
On the scene reports. What's the White House saying about the scare today? We'll find out in 60 seconds.